Okay, so this here is a quick update on Henry, my bushman's knife that I made, and this is my regular machete that I've had for probably 15, 16 years, maybe even longer. This is actually I found this out in the Everglades. It had a broken handle, it was all rusted, and I cleaned it up and put a little bit of an edge on it, and I've been using it ever since. I've just been wrapping the handle with duct tape. It still has the original wood underneath there that's broken, but it's still the same handle. And we're going to go out today and we're going to try these out, and we're going to test out my old bushman's knife that I'm used to carrying against Henry, my bushman's knife that I've made. And as you can see, I've wrapped the handle with a 550 paracord, stretched it out with a little lanyard, and we'll go out and we'll see how these work. had this machete for quite a few years now. This is actually a sugarcane knife, and as you can see, the blade is extremely thin. Yes, duct tape handle. And as you can see, this thing is awesome. Works great for brush. You can chop through trees with this thing, no problem. This has to be one of my all-time favorite bushman's knives. Okay, now that we've gone outside and we've chopped some bushes down that were growing up that needed to be chopped down in the yard, uh, I'd have to say I haven't been putting a final edge on Henry, but it is still pretty sharp. I mean, it should be sharp enough to chop down what I was chopping, and I don't know, I felt it to be kind of heavy. I mean, overall, like I said, I know the edge isn't finished, but overall, I'm not really happy with the results. I think it's just too heavy, and with a thicker blade like that, it just makes chopping harder, in my opinion, compared to this. I know this thing is extremely thin, but I think that's what helps make this such a good knife. This is older steel. It's been holding up great. Like I said, this thing, I've been using it for 15 plus years. It's old, but when you're like wanting to shave trees or bark or stuff like that, you use this area right in through here on the blade and pull backwards, and this thing right here really does the job. I mean, overall, I'm very pleased with this machete. I've had years of good service, and as you can see in the video, with it being such a thin blade, it don't take much of a swing, and I mean, a lot of times it was burying, 1-2 inches into the wood, just one swipe, with very little ease. So I'm thinking that the thinness of the blade helps in the chopping action. And this right here is for just hooking the bottoms of stalks. Like I said, this is a sugar cane knife, and I found this out in the Florida Everglades when I lived down there. And I'd have to say, between the two, I mean, I always carry a knife anyways, so if I'm going to bring something to help me in the brush, and I wanted to try this out before I worked the final edge down, because I didn't know if I didn't like it, I don't want to, spend the time to finishing it. I mean, I mean, it's still a good knife, don't get me wrong. I mean, I like it in its own way. It does have nice weight to it, and there's a few times that it did chop pretty decent. But between the two, I'd have to go with my older one. So if y'all ever run across a good piece of thin metal blade, like maybe an old saw or something, especially with it being thin, so an older saw, wood saw, person could make one of these pretty easily out of a regular old wood saw. So but I like it, and if you ever run across any of these, I highly recommend them. So if I'm gonna go out in the bush and I'm gonna have to choose between what I got, I'm gonna have to take my old Faithfull. I'd just like to remind everybody to cherish your friends and your family, because what you have today might not be here tomorrow. Y'all take care, be safe, and God bless. Thanks for watching.